How you guys doing? This is Edery, and today we're going to talk about New York City and voting. I got this email. Let me show you. I got this email telling me empowering voters, defending democracy. September is voter registration month. Okay, you guys are not seeing anything, so let's try to help the cause. Let's see how that is. Focus. Yeah, that's a little better. So September is voter registration month. This is the LWV, Women Empowerment League of Women Voters. Okay, very fancy email telling us all about our opportunities to vote. In the near future, and how everybody should be, well aware of your opportunities and your chances, and make sure your vote counts and all that. Yeah. Well, I went on their website, or vote411.org, and what did it take me to? It took me to this page. Let's see. And basically over there, it says add where you live and stuff like that. So I wrote where I live and stuff like that. Yeah, let's see, Brooklyn. Saying you live in Brooklyn is not really a threat because there's so many people in Brooklyn. It's going to be hard to find me. Anyway, it says get personalized information on candidates and issues. Okay? So I'm going here. Then it says governor. So then it says lieutenant governor, attorney general. Now, to be honest, I'm not into this whole politics thing very much, right? So, I voted for Trump, He sounded like he had some points, but in general, I'm not all down with this politics stuff. So let's check in governor. Let's do some research on the governor of New York and what the options are in the near future, right? So I go here, and it says Andrew Cuomo and Shetina Nixon or whatever. They're both Democrats, and here it says like their policies and stuff. Now, I went online, I typed in their names, I watched some of the videos of some of their interviews and some of their stuff, and it sounds like Andrew Cuomo has been governor of New York for a very long time, and it looks like he's like, he's just sitting there kind of, and he's not moving, and he's officially a Democrat. Now, I must say, here we have a graph of the population. Let me zoom it in. The main players in the population of New York: rabbis, hipsters, and homeless. They're all connected through the beard. The homeless recycle and ask for money. The rabbis ask for money and like weird music. The hipsters like weird music and recycle. The homeless also recycle. So you see, that's what binds New York together. Of course, you have all kinds of other visitors and stuff, but we all come down to these three categories. And the reason that this is the main build of New York is because living in a democratic hellhole, third world country, as we know Skid Row in California and stuff like that. You got to be one of these three, or you're homeless because you were killed in the system, or you're a hipster because you have to really be quirky in order to get out of the system, or you're a rabbi and you have a lot of faith that things are going to turn around. But boy, do you need a lot of faith because the situation is real bad. So that's why these are the main categories in New York, because it's a democratic run place. Now, New York has been begging for help for a long time. Now, of course, there has been some opportunity, and there has been some advancement. But to be honest with you, me growing up in New York, I didn't find that my future held any. I didn't find New York to hold too much for my future. Rent is in the sky. Jobs are very hard to come by. Very, very dense population, which means that, it's a city-like life, which is extremely high intensity, which is just too much. It's not healthy. I live in the Golan Heights. I live in Israel now. I'm very happy. There's quiet, there's peace, there's serenity. There's not so much money, but you don't need so much money because rent is very low and everything is just low and it's just healthy. The person lives, breathes. It's a very good place to grow children, to settle down, even if you're not growing children. It's just healthy, So let's go check on. So first of all, I'm upset that there's only 2 Democrats to vote for. I want a Republican in New York. Trump came from New York. He went Republican. There's a lot of good people in New York that have conservative outlook and conservative views. What's wrong with a Republican in New York? Actually, Crown Heights voted beet red for Trump. The Crown Heights community, the Jewish community, the rabbis voted for Trump. The black community, I actually spoke to a black man before, one of my neighbors over there. I bought some socks from him and I spoke to him a little bit about the political climate and everything, and he was like, yeah, I'm voting for Democrat. And I said, what's wrong with Trump? He said, yeah, a long time ago Trump was all over the newspapers. He was very mad at some black teenagers that did some crime and he wanted to put them away. I'm not sure what the details were and whatnot, but the point is that this black man wasn't very. It could be he was right with what he said, but he wasn't politically knowledgeable. And there's so much garbage and crime going on in the community. Crown Heights has an SOS, Save Our Streets, kind of a community center, which I truly appreciate and advocate for when I have a chance to. And they kind of put up charts all throughout the black community stores where most of the black on black crime happens. And they have a chart where they put how many days went by within the entire area where there wasn't a shooting. And it's very hard for them to pass 30 days without a shooting. Now, this is not something the Jewish community suffers from. We suffer from other issues, something like sometimes drug overdoses is a problem, but it's not coming from the Orthodox community. It's coming from the children in the Orthodox community that kind of fall to the sides. It's not like something that the Jewish community is pro, experimenting with weird stuff. No. So, anyway, I think that a Republican would be a great option for New York. And even if it takes time for him to win or whatever, and even if he might not win the first run, but I think that should be an option, because I'm definitely not going down with any 2 Democrats. This lady Democrat, okay, so this the status quo Republican Democrat that's now in New York, the governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, seems to be Republican friendly. And this Nixon lady, I don't like the name, but this Nixon lady, she seems to not like Andrew Cuomo because he's not left enough, he's not liberal enough, he doesn't have enough pride parades down the streets of New York, or the place isn't full of glitter and transgender people and homeless people, and Skid Row isn't a thing yet in New York. Even though Times Square has enough homeless to fit the description. But the point is, this Democrat Nixon lady wants to take America where Hillary wants to go, kind of down the drain, basically. And she's like, I'm a real Democrat. I'm a real progressive, as Joseph Paul Watson says, progressive. Joseph Paul Watson is the medicine for the modern day America. Alex Jones is the hero of modern day America. He is He's going to do okay. He's going to do great. He's going to turn social media on its face, like you stuff a pie. Like you pie the birthday boy with a paper plate full of cream. That's what Alex Jones is going to do to Facebook, Twitter, and all these things. Because what they don't understand is that he understands social media better than they do. They just happen to own it. They don't know what it is. And he's going to show them, explain them very, very carefully how it works. I mean, just throwing Rubio around like a piece of garbage and finding the people that have been tattletaling on him and these people that live in a bubble that... I don't like people that take money in order to screw other people over. There's so much business opportunity in the world. You can buy and sell. Buy stuff for $1 and sell them for $2. Look for a certain product and then find the country that doesn't have it. Look for a product that one country is overflowing with it and it's very dirt cheap, and bring it to another country where they don't have any of it and it's very expensive. Go to a country that is low on food, teach and bring farmers there to teach them how to grow food. Make money with the government, make deals with the government and stuff like that. There's so much growth to be made in the world. Why get a job blackmailing someone or dishonest, Anyway, I'm very upset that in New York there's Andrew Cuomo and Nixon. If I had to vote for one of them, if they were the only ones on the ballot, then I would take Cuomo, because Nixon seems to want to take this place into a whole new level of garbage. Even though I don't like the Cuomo thing either. That last name doesn't taste very well. I saw him on a video speaking against gun violence in schools. Well, thank you very much, sir. Well, the reason there's gun violence in schools, in public schools, is because the public schools in New York are so closed off that a rabbi can't come in and teach the kids a little bit of ethics and morals, like me. Governor Cuomo, or Nixon if you win. If you want to end gun violence in the New York area, especially in Crown Heights where I live, then what you do is you get in touch with me through my YouTube channel, or you go www.moshiachnow@gmail.com. The www in the beginning is we want, and then Moshiach, Moshiach now, now@gmail.com. So www.moshiachnow@gmail.com. You email me and you tell me, Rabbi Yosef Edery, we want you to come down to the public school number 41, number 42, number 43, number 44, number 45, all the numbers, and I think they should start naming public schools, give them a little respect, not like a bunch of cages with numbers. But anyway, I'll go to all the public schools and tell them about the 7 laws of Noah, tell them you're not supposed to kill, and you're not supposed to steal, and it's part of the Jewish heritage. I'm not going to try to convert them to Judaism, I'm just going to tell them that the oldest religion in the world, Judaism, which Islam and Christianity relied on for many, many centuries for guidance in their moral and ethical, upbringings, and what kept us together till this modern day and age. And the reason why people really don't kill and really don't steal is because God is always watching. And God loves us. He wants us to get along. And therefore He gave us a few laws that will keep us in touch. So we have a problem with someone, we can talk to him, we can talk to the principal, we can talk. But we don't pick up our hands, we don't kill, we don't steal. Why shouldn't we steal? And then we'll explain them why they shouldn't steal. And we'll explain them why they shouldn't kill. And we'll go on and on and on and on and on. That's the reason why you're having issues with gun violence. So there was a kid that said, I'm going to bring a gun to school. So the next day, the police officer in the school patted him down and checked him. And thank God for law enforcement. And thank God for this. And thank God for that. I grew up in Alei Torah, Jewish ultra-Orthodox school. And we never had a shooting. We never had an attempted shooting. We never had a suspicion of a shooting. No child has ever died in school, as far as I know, unless it was from a medical issue or something. Unless it was an emergency, an accident, unrelated. I mean, I had a classmate that died from diabetes or something, but his medical situation was terrible, even before he entered school, and they were monitoring him and they were trying their best. Yeah, but whatever, that's just memories coming back. But the point is, nobody died in our schools, nobody threatened gun violence. It was never a thing, and it will never be a thing in Orthodox schools, because number one, most Orthodox parents, if they have a gun, they keep it in a good place, and they keep it under lock and key, and the kids don't know where it is and don't know how to get to it, and that's that. And the ones that don't have guns, well, that's it, they don't have guns, and kids can't bring guns to school. There's no black market for guns in 8th grade. It doesn't exist. We sell taffies and fruit roll-ups and danishes and what are they called? Mondos. They're very cool. I used to buy a 6-pack of Mondos for $1.50 and sell them for 50 cents each and walk away with $3. They're like a drink in a plastic with a good business for 8th graders. Anyway, so I'm very upset that there's no Republican, and these two are just like, I don't know, this guy's been there forever, so yeah, let's get some fresh blood, but let's get a Republican. Why do we need a compromise between two Democrats? What kind of... Okay, so Lieutenant Governor, there's a Republican, but I don't know him yet. I didn't do research, so I'm not even going to talk about him. But let's see. Andrew Cuomo. Why are there so little options? That's disgusting. It's so rigged. It's so rigged that there's only 2 options. Well, if you want, you could run. Yeah, I'm in Israel. I'm Jewish. I'm a rabbi. I'm busy. If I don't like New York, I leave. It's not a problem. So instead of trying to change your community, you could just get up and leave. Find a different community. Go to Denmark. Denmark. They have their government in a bag. Oh, man. I love Denmark's attitude. So crispy. In Denmark, throughout World War II, while Hitler was going, and that we're going to do ethnic cleansing and kill out all the undesirables within the human race, while being a crazy nut job animal advocate, you got to be very careful with animals, not to harm them. People, we're going to be killing all the blacks, the Jews, and anybody else that we don't like. So that was Hitler. While he was spreading his propaganda throughout Europe and rallying up all these anti-Semites and whatever, Antifa members. So while he was doing all that, the people in Denmark were like trying to save as many Jews as possible. And if you look at the drafts of how many people died in World War II, you see that Denmark is like nothing, bro. Almost nothing compared to everybody else. Because they're like, bro, they understood the politics. They're like, no, Jews are people. Yeah. Now, maybe right now, the entire Germany and everyone thinks that Jews aren't people. But no, Jews are people. And minorities, yeah, they're people. Hitler, he's a politician. He's an idiot. He's going to die. He's going to kill himself. And that's what he did. He killed himself. And Denmark was always smart. They're always very savvy. They have their government down on lockdown. They don't let their government get out of control. So I love Denmark. So what I'm saying is, like, you can look for a nice place in the world and just leave, You don't have to stay in New York. I don't even like the whole concept of the way people live in New York. Everyone's crammed on top of each other in these skyscrapers. Bro, I'd rather live in Postville, Iowa, with Shalom Rabashkin as king of the village, and rent an apartment for like $150 a month. And... and have a huge, nice house for $150 a month with grass in the front, grass in the back, throw my bike out on the front, nobody touches it, nobody steals it. I mean, there's even safer places than Postville, Iowa. Just gotta tour the world a little bit, not just tour it just in order to go on vacation and waste all your thousands of dollars and flush them down the drain. Tour the world for spots where you can actually live. So that's what's happening. So this is vote411.org. Not giving the people enough options. That's my last. I mean, you know what? I'm thankful for their email, because at least I become aware of the situation. But we need a Republican as governor of New York. Let's get this going. I want to put Ron Paul should run for governor of New York and get all these losers and clowns out of the way. Ron Paul, great person. Ron Paul should have been president years ago. If he runs after Trump has done his thing, and Trump endorses him, and Trump helps him and teaches him the skills of campaigning, I think America will be permanently great. Ron Paul, not to be confused with Rand Paul. Ron Paul, the man who taught the world. This man here. Isn't he governor of a different place? Let's see. Served as U.S. representative for Texas second congressional district. I don't know. This guy should be governor of New York. That's it. We want you. Former U.S. representative. Now he just does YouTube videos. This man is gold. He's the one. He's the stuff, bro. He is the stuff. He's the one who taught me what the Federal Reserve is and how bad the Federal Reserve is. This man knows what he's talking about. This man he's so innocent and so simple and so straightforward that Hillary Clinton doesn't even think of bagging him. Okay, first of all, Hillary Clinton's about to get bagged so bad. You know, people are like, arrest Hillary for treason. I think that her arrest warrant is done. I mean, she should get the lethal injection or electric chair by now. I mean, she's become such a nuisance on America. The fact that she's not behind bars, her and Obama and the entire deep state. And I mean, finally, when we catch her, you think we're just going to be happy when we just throw her in jail? This lady needs the lethal injection, bro. She's a living torment on the humanity, on the human psychic. Hillary Clinton, lethal injection, bro. I'm not the judge, okay? So you're going to have to wait till the judge says the verdict. But I'm sure Kavanaugh would agree with me. And the other dude that Trump put in office. Liberals always, they want to run their own little thing, the left, and they're like, oh, well, we don't need to go through Congress when we want to do something, because we're a bunch of crybabies and we just want to get our way and go, no, I just want to get my way. So we're just going to put a bunch of corrupt judges up there, and that's it. So now, they're trying to overturn the great power of the normal judges. The constitutional judges, Kavanaugh and whatever the other good judges that we have, and try to get them out, because it's becoming harder for them to get their way without going through the process that everyone else goes through. Hillary Clinton definitely had a way of having her own laws in our beautiful country. Ron Paul is a great man. We need him in New York. Very simple. Let's see. Alex Jones did a great job teasing everyone and getting in their faces. He's like, oh, you don't like me on YouTube? No problem. I'll be all over Washington, bro. I'll rip you guys a new one. Marco Rubio, small change. Finding the people that have been teasing him on social media, small change. Alex Jones got this. All these sellouts. There's just... I mean, you want to be evil, you can't do it in America anymore. You got to pack your bags and leave. Go to Haiti and sell slaves or something. Nobody wants you in America anymore. You evil idiot. You nut job. You lying scum. Leave. They should reopen Sodom and Gomorrah for a bunch of idiots to go there. Like, hell opening its gates as Satan as president, Hillary Clinton as commander-in-chief. You want to lie, steal, rape, kill? Come one, come all to hell. And then hell, just have a place called hell. And, all these people that love stealing, killing, raping, just, the doors are open. If you want to go to hell, go to hell. Go to hell. And I think you'll be surprised, but a lot of people will go there. And then the rest of us, the normal people, we won't have to worry about our bikes getting stolen and drug addicts, stealing our change in our car and breaking our windows. Ah, man. It all starts and finishes with the fact that people have to know that the ultimate and complete redemption is here. There has to be education on the Jewish vision of the world. Because Christianity is like, the end of days, we're all going to have our souls pulled out of our bodies. We're all just going to float up, I don't know, whatever they believe in, the raptor or whatever it is. That's not what Judaism believes in. Judaism believes in the world's going to turn into a great place, casually, systematically, slowly. It's going to turn into a great place naturally. And you should check out Maimonides, what he says. Maimonides tells us about the end of days. And he says the world's going to overflow with the wisdom of God like the waters cover the ocean. And so much to talk about, so much to learn about the ultimate and complete redemption. But what's frustrating to me is that there's not enough options for governor of New York at this moment. That's my main concern. We need more options in New York. We need a Republican to run in New York. Possibly Ron Paul would be a great man to run as governor of New York, and I would be more than happy to vote him in. And that would be the end of that. I think he's more popular than this loser lady. This lady that looks like she's been harvested in Hollywood. She has this award and that award and this. And she's regressive and progressive and blah. I saw her on the show, and they hate her, and she hates Trump. And she's like, oh yeah, Trump is terrible. Oh yeah, Trump is terrible. Oh my God, look what happened. No, Trump is not terrible. You're suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. Psychologists throughout the nation have detected this issue with a lot of people, unfortunately. You can't, you know what's good about being religious? At least if you're religious, you know that you're locked down on God, and God is the, is the all-seeing, all-being, and your whole life you're aware that atheists are going to come and try to deplatform you from your belief in God. The problem with the regressives and the left and all this is that they think that they're free and they're free roamers and they're not locked down onto anything. Surprise, surprise, they were locked down on Hillary. They were, the symptoms that they had towards Hillary were godlike. When she lost, it was like their God died. But they weren't aware how biased and how godlike their relationship was with her. And therefore, that unawareness of how locked on to her they were is what allowed the Trump derangement syndrome to kick in so hard and so powerful. Because they weren't even able to detect their problem. They thought that they were free runners. They thought that they were free of the yoke of God. But the only reason God wants you to take upon yourself his yoke, is because he knows that if you're not going to take upon yourself his yoke, you're going to become a slave to some other human being. So he'd rather you just believe in the all-seeing, above form, above place and matter, existence of energy that runs the world. So he'd rather you believe in something that's higher than anything you know, and know that that is God and that is your creator. Because he knew that if you're not going to do that, you're going to lock on to something much more miserable and much more stupid, like Hillary Clinton, like they did. And now they have Trump derangement syndrome. They cannot see. They are blind. All right, peace. Yechia Melech. I hope this was insightful. I know it's very long. It's an